welcome back to my channel Endless Pages. I'm Liv and welcome to today's video, which is my August TBR featuring the Criminal Minds reading game. Hello, thank you so much for watching this video today. Like I said, I'm going to be chatting with you guys about what I plan on reading in the month of August, and I will be picking my books based off my semi-new reading game called the Criminal Minds TBR game. I'll pop the 1st January TBR where I explain all the rules of the game in the cards in case you want to go watch that and get acquainted with my game. But basically I roll the dice and move my way around the Criminal Minds inspired board, and each character or symbol has a prompt associated with it, and that is how I will pick my reads for the month of August. Welcome back to another round of the Criminal Minds TBR game. As always, let's start with our episode prompts. I'm going to pick one out randomly until we find a prompt that matches the last episode of Criminal Minds I watched. The last episode this time being Season 4, Episode 3, Minimal Loss. Alright, let's pick these out until we find one that matches. First one. Ooh, we got a match on the first prompt. The last episode you watched was a favourite episode. I've got to say, this is maybe my favourite or close to my favourite episode of this show. I love any episode that has cults, and this one is a big cult episode. So absolutely, we've got a matching prompt. As always, we start with the episode prompt. The last episode of Criminal Minds I watched was Season 4, Episode 3, Minimum Loss, and the prompt I picked for that was if the last watch was a favourite episode, and the prompt associated with that is read a fantasy. For that, I'm continuing on with my reread of the Percy Jackson series with Book 3, Percy Jackson and the Titan's Curse. I finally, after 2 months, finished Sea of Monsters, and I'm so happy that I can finally continue on with the series. This book, Book 3, is where shit really starts to kick off, so I'm very, very excited to reread this, and having just watched the Odyssey as well has put me in such a Greek mythology mood, so very keen to continue on with my reread of this series. Let's move on to our rolls. Roll number 1 is a 1, and we landed on Bulletproof Vest. Roll number 1, I rolled a 1 and landed on the symbol of the bulletproof vest. The prompt for that symbol is have a self-care activity. For that, I'm going with a nice little face mask night. I recently bought more of this brand of face mask. My friend got it for me for my birthday ages ago, and I finally tried it the other day, and it's so lovely. My skin felt absolutely amazing after I used it, and I've been having some issues with dry skin at the moment and pimples out of nowhere, so you don't need to know that, that's TMI. So I got another one of the ones she got me, and then I got a different one from the same brand to try, so that's going to be my self-care activity for the month. Roll number 2. We rolled a 2, 1, 2, and we landed on Rossi. Roll number 2, I rolled a 2 and landed on Rossi. His prompt is called Bestselling Author, and for that I have to read a non-fiction. I'm going with Helter Skelter, the true crime classic and definitive accounts of the Manson murders by Vincent Bugliosi and Kurt Gentry. I butchered that. So I think this book is partially written by, I think one of those two authors was the prosecutor that prosecuted Charles Manson, and I don't really know heaps. Obviously I know of the Manson cult, his family, and the murders they committed, but I don't really know much about the case itself. So the blurb reads, this is a true story behind the most infamous mass murder case ever, and its perpetrator, the notorious criminal Charles Manson. On August 9th, 1969, 7 people were found shot, stabbed and bludgeoned to death in Los Angeles. America watched in fascinated horror as the killers were tried and convicted. But the real questions went unanswered. How did Manson make his family kill for him? What made these young men and women kill again and again with no trace of remorse? Did the murders continue even after Manson's imprisonment? No matter how much you think you know about this case, this book will shock you. I'm really keen. I love some true crime. I've been wanting to read more non-fiction. I think true crime is definitely what's going to get me more into non-fiction. And yeah, I'm keen to read about this case because it's such a fascinating one, and I hope we do look into the question that the blurb asks is, how did Manson make his family kill for him. I think that would be really interesting. But I think the main focus is going to be the case itself and the trial and all that. So I'm really keen to read this. I think this will be really interesting. Roll number 3. We rolled a 1. Very small numbers. God damn it. And we landed on Mr. Scratch. The second part of Mr. Scratch's punishment is they have to pick a profile pic, which is where I pick 2 of these random prompts and find a book that matches both. So let's shuffle these because I don't really recall shuffling them that much the last couple of games. So let's do a quick shuffle and pop them back. All right, pick number 1. We've got even number of pages. Phew, that's an easy one. And let's do another shuffle before we pick number 2. I don't know why I'm so paranoid about shuffling these. And then pick number 2. Give me a good one. Ooh, self-destruct list. That's actually good timing. I need to work on this. So there we go. That's my second part of Mr. Scratch's punishment. And we take a bad turn on roll number 3. I rolled a 1, landed on Mr. Scratch, who is a punishment square. There's 2 aspects to Mr. Scratch's punishment. First, we have to roll backwards 1 turn. I'll show you that in a sec. And the other part is we have to pick a profile pic. If you haven't watched my January video explaining this, basically in the TV show Criminal Minds, there's a thing called the profile, which the team typically present to the local cops to help give characteristics of the man or woman, usually man, they are looking for. For example, he's a man in his 20s to 30s, he is good looking, really good social skills, or he's really antisocial, you know, etc, etc. So I have a bunch of generic prompts, kind of bookish ones, and I have to pick 2 and find a book that matches both. For this round, I picked even page number and a book off my self-destruct list. So for that, I am going to be reading Flower Heart by Catherine Bakewell. I think I bought this book because it was a pretty cover, to be honest. I think I'm going to find this really cringy because the front of the book reads, "A power she can't control, a curse she can't undo, a boy she can't forget." Ew. Oh no. Let's read the blurb together. Clara's magic has always been wild, but it's never been dangerous. Then a simple touch causes poisonous flowers to bloom in her father's chest. Well, there you go. How many times have we seen that plot? Over and over and over again. The only way to heal him is to cast an extremely difficult spell that requires perfect control. And the only person willing to help her is her former best friend Xavier, who's grown from a sweet, shy child into a mysterious and distant young man. Xavier asks for a terrible price in return, knowing Clara will give anything to save her father. She discovers their bargain is only one of the heavy secrets he's hiding. And as she hunts for the truth, she instead finds the root of a terrible darkness that's taken hold of the queendom. A darkness only Clara's magic is powerful enough to stop, of course. Yeah, I think I'm gonna find this book cringy and very YA, but I will give it a go before I unhaul it. We must give books a fair go, so yeah. Hopefully I don't completely hate this. As you can see, this is a red tile, which means it's a punishment. So the punishment for Mr. Scratch is, first of all, I have to roll backwards 1 time. So roll number 4 will be going in the wrong direction. Oh, thank God, it's only a 1. So I have to roll back to Rossi. Roll number 4, as you saw, was part 2 of Mr. Scratch's punishment, which was to roll in the incorrect direction for 1 turn. We landed again on Rossi, and again we need to read a non-fiction. For that, I'll be reading Under the Banner of Heaven by Jon Krakauer. I've heard nothing but incredible stuff about his writing. All of his books seem to be incredibly popular. This has been on my TBR for years. This follows the Lafferty brothers, who kind of claimed after they killed a woman that they were commanded by God to kill. So this is an exploration of the really extremist sect of Mormonism known as the Church of Jesus Christ and the Latter-day Saints. I think this is just going to be a account of Mormonism in Utah and extremism, and maybe a little bit about the murder itself. I don't think this whole book is going to be about the murder. I think it's going to be a look into the religion, and yeah, I think, yeah, it'll just be more than the crime. I think it'll be a look into Mormonism as well. So I think this will be a really interesting read. I think it'll be a challenge for me a little bit. I read the blurb and I was like, those are some big words. But yeah, I think I'll enjoy this. I think it will just be one that I have to slowly read across the month rather than just read in one go. Roll number 5. Let's start rolling in the correct direction. A 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we landed on Gideon. Roll number 5, you saw I'm now rolling back in the correct direction. I rolled a 4 and landed on Gideon. Gideon's prompt is called Nelson Sparrow, and for this I must read a book that has an animal on the cover or an animal as part of the plot of the book. For that I'm going with Percy Jackson and The Titan's Curse by Rick Riordan. Has a Pegasus on the cover. Nothing in my rules say it has to be a real animal. And Percy Jackson talks to animals a lot in his books, so we're counting this. That's an animal. It's a mythical animal, but it's an animal. Roll number 6. Oh, really small numbers. God damn it. Another punishment. We've landed on cat. Roll number 6, I rolled a 1 and landed on my second punishment of the game, and that is cat. Her punishment is to read a 500 plus page book, but it must be physically read. And for that, I'm going with The Righteous by Daniel Ragg. This is the second book in the Articles of Faith. I believe it's a duology. So the first book is called The Black Hawks. The Black Hawks is about a guy called Vedran. He's a knight and he's sworn to his step uncle, and he's not having a good time doing that. He's quite miserable. So then one day their kingdom is like invaded by a foreign kingdom, and shit goes down, everyone's running for it, and Vedran ends up finding one of the princes of their kingdom running for it, and they make a deal. The prince is like, if you protect me, get me out of here, keep me safe, and deliver me to my family, I will get you out of your oath to your uncle. And Vedran like, okay, bet. So then chaos ensues. They end up getting caught by a group of mercenaries who want to sell the prince off to some royalty for some good hard cash, and shit goes horrible from there. I just finished my reread of The Black Hawk last month, so the story is very fresh in my mind. It ends off on such an interesting point. This book is thick. It is 583 pages, so this is gonna take me, like under the banner of heaven, probably most of the month to read, but I'm so excited to read it. Like, I know I'm gonna have a great time with it. I'm just genuinely very excited to read this book, and I have been wanting to read it for so long. So I'm very happy I can. And this was kindly gifted to me by my friend Amy. So thank you, Amy. Thank you for allowing me to finally continue on with this duology. Roll number 7. This game is not going well. Give me a big number. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh no. Oh no. We've landed on another punishment, the replicator. Roll number 7, I rolled a 5 and landed on the replicator, our third punishment of the round. I really thought when I started going in a different direction that I'd somehow like broken my game because it was just so calm last month, but I jinxed it. I shouldn't have had that thought, because now I'm feeling the vengeance of the Criminal Minds reading game. So the last prompt obviously was the one I just told you. It was Cat's 500 plus page physical read only. So we're doing another 500 plus page book this month. That is going to be The 7 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. This is like a mystery book. We follow a woman called Evelyn. Oh, we don't follow her. She's dead. At a party thrown by her parents, Evelyn Hardcastle will be killed again. She's been murdered hundreds of times, and each day Aidan Bishop is too late to save her. The only way to break the cycle is to identify Evelyn's killer. But every time the day begins again, Aidan wakes in the body of a different guest, and someone is desperate to stop him from ever escaping the party. This sounds really good. I'm concerned by how thick it is. It's a thriller and it's very thick. I don't think the two typically go well together in my opinion, but that's okay. It could be really good. It just happens to be a very long thriller, but I haven't really heard many people talk about this book. It is an older book, but I haven't really heard any opinions. So if you've read this, let me know. What did you think of it? Do you think I'm going to enjoy it? Roll number 8. 4. 1, 2, 3. No, did I count that right? 1, 2, 3, 4. This is unbelievable. We've landed on Frank. It is another punishment square. Roll number 9. Oh my god, thank god. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we have finished this chaotic round of the Criminal Minds TBR game. Roll number 8. I rolled another punishment. I rolled a 4 and landed on Frank. I can't believe that I hit almost every punishment on this board this round. Frank's prompt is to read a book I've been avoiding, and it can't be a repeat, so I can't have already mentioned it on this TBR. I can't double up, basically. So, tried to find the skinniest book I could because my TBR is chunky looking already. So for that, I'm going with the Stardust Grail by Yumi Kitsi. This is one I've been avoiding because I read another book from this author, I believe it was last year, called, what was it called? I wrote it down so I could remember. The Deep Sky, and rated that 3 stars, didn't really like it, so now I'm scared to read any more of their works, but I'll read you the blurb anyway. Save one world, doom her own. Maya was once the best art thief in the galaxy. For 10 years she returned stolen artifacts to alien civilizations until a disastrous job forced her into hiding. Now she wants to enjoy a quiet life as a graduate student of anthropology, but she's haunted by persistent and disturbing visions of the future. Then an old friend comes to her with a job she can't refuse. Find a powerful object that could save an alien species from extinction. Except no one has seen it in living memory, and they aren't the only ones hunting for it. Maya sets out on a breakneck quest through a universe teeming with strange life and ancient ruins. But the further she goes, the more her vision casts a dark shadow over her companions. Someone will betray her along the way. Worse yet, in choosing to save one species, she might condemn humanity and Earth itself. This sounds really fun, and I did buy this obviously because the blurb really intrigued me. I think I bought this after... No, sorry, I think I bought this before I read The Deep Sky, so... obviously the blurb really intrigued me, so I'm going in with this with low expectations, and hopefully I will be surprised. And The Deep Sky was just a one-off book that I didn't like, and this is much better. And as you saw, roll number 9, I rolled a 6 and completed the board. So this is my TBR for the month, plus 500 odd page helter-skelter book as well. So do I think I'm going to complete all of these books in the month of August? Absolutely not, but I'm going to give it my best shot, and I'm sure I'm going to have fun trying. Let me know in the comments below, have you read any of the books that I am planning on reading in the month of August? Which ones should I prioritize? And what is your most anticipated read of your August TBR? Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. I think this was a much more interesting round than last round, so I hope you enjoyed my pain as your entertainment. Give this video a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you would like to see more of my content, and I will see you in whatever the hell I post next. Bye!